Hey everybody, and welcome to the monthly astrology snapshot for lunar cycle beginning at the new moon in Scorpio, which is in a couple of days on December 14th, 15th, depending where you are in the world. Yeah, how intense has it been? It is one of the most extraordinary times to be on Earth. It is awe-inspiring, it's exhilarating, it's all of it. And a big piece I want to share straight up is that Jupiter and Pluto are conjunct, still in the sky. This is the third and thankfully final conjunction between these two mega planets. So when you think of Jupiter, think of big, think of expansion. When you think of Pluto, think of transformation. Pluto is symbolic of those times in our lives where we don't have a choice but to surrender. Pluto demands a transformation, and Jupiter is saying it's got to be big. So this is the third and final conjunction. It's exact as I'm recording right now, and we'll feel it start to dissipate as Jupiter starts to move away from Pluto over the next week or so, and Jupiter will be edging up to another big conjunction, which will be with Saturn, which will be in the next lunar month. And you're going to hear a lot about that from astrologers, from myself. I will share more about this in the next astrology snapshot. So for now, yes, this is happening on a global, collective, greater meta cycle. However, it will be impacting you at a personal level. And what I noticed last month was a lot of people were feeling like their intensity, overwhelm, heaviness of mind. We did have a Mercury-Saturn square that was playing out last month, and that was heavy. Mercury is the mind. Saturn is limitations and the master of time and karma. Saturn demands a shift in the rhythms and the patterns in time and space. So we feel it viscerally. We feel Saturn. So fortunately, we've come out of that. And now we're in this last big conjunction. And I also want to share there is a correlation between Jupiter-Pluto, the Pluto-Jupiter conjunction with the pandemic. So for anyone that wants to geek out on astrology and the cycles, have a look at the peaks in the coronavirus and this particular conjunction. If it is a true relationship between the planets and the cycles, which I feel there are, obviously, this is what I do as part of my job. And I'll just want to reiterate, I see astrology and the cycles of the planets not as an influence on us, but as a map. Like you look at a map and there's a river up ahead, but not every map is detailing what that river is. Is it big? Is it, fast? Is it a little creek? So, to me, looking at the planets and the cycles it's a map, and it's saying, there's going to be some intensity at this point. 2020 is a major change of an era year. We will look back and we will know that this was when it all changed on every level, especially to do with where this Jupiter-Pluto conjunction has been playing out, which is in Capricorn. Our world governments, our greater societal structures are being shaken this year, whether we like it or not. And astrology was saying, hey, 2020, big change. And it's been happening. So we will look back and know that this was the year that things started to shift. But for this moment, this month right now, at the new moon coming up in Scorpio, Mars will be going direct. Mercury is now going direct. Mercury was retrograde last lunar month, which contributed to this, what's really going on? Having to rethink, reorganize, go deep. Mercury went retrograde in Scorpio, and that is the mind penetrating deeper into what's really going on underneath. So we did see a lot of that happening in world events. And now Mercury is out of the shadow. So it's like, let's start getting things together. Let's start moving this story forwards. New moon in Scorpio. with Mars turning direct. Now, Mars is the modern day ruler of Scorpio. So this just amplifies the potential for this new moon to really bring us some deep opportunity to seed in some intentions. It's the opportunity really for new beginnings, fresh starts. This Jupiter, Pluto, and Pluto is, Mars is the ancient ruler of Scorpio, and Pluto is the modern day ruler of Scorpio. So Pluto, Jupiter conjunction. At the personal level, this could be bringing in some massive transformations, massive karmic clearing, massive Jupiter transformation, karmic clearing, Pluto. So take a look at what's transforming in your lives, especially in the realms of how you relate to Capricorn. Capricorn being authority, top-down structures, patriarchal hierarchy. I just really can see that these things are evolving this year. We won't really understand what that means, I think, for years, but this is the first big disruption into that old patterns, those old karmic loops that no longer reflect who we are as a species. Venus has been chipping away in the background. I've been watching her movements through the sky and the way that it's like she's been in the background just taking care of things. We do know that she is still in this energy of rising into her current cycle as Gemini. I talked about this a few months ago as Gemini, she rose up as the morning star Athena. So she is wisdom. The feminine principle right now in the field is running on an energy of being the tactician, strategic, the messenger of wisdom and ways forwards. So watch for that in the field. I feel like there's something happening with the feminine principle. And I don't just mean women. I mean that shift in the way that we perceive the environment, each other, humanitarianism, the animals, there's something going on there. So keep an eye on that. So yeah, planets moving forwards, hallelujah, energy shifting up. And then the headliner of the month is the full moon lunar eclipse in Gemini on the 30th of November all across the world. Astronomically, it's not a big, heavy, blackout red moon eclipse, but astrologically, it's still relevant. And Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Gemini is connected to how we interact at a local level, how we network. It is the dissemination of information through the media. It's how we organize our thoughts. It's really a moment actually also to have fun. Gemini can be the trickster and the joker, and going beyond duality. The symbol of the twins symbolizes where the two sides meet, like they're conjoined. It's that recognition of duality, but the transcendence of it. So duality is beyond, Gemini can go beyond the rules, can be beyond the right and the wrong, and have fun in all realms. So this lunar eclipse could be an invitation to have a bit more fun, to listen for the sacred messenger revealing maybe some new information for you at a personal level. I think it'll be really interesting on a collective level to observe how the media is sharing the knowledge about what's going on in world politics, with the pandemic. Hopefully, like I said earlier, the Jupiter-Pluto separation eases up the intensity of this pandemic. Many astrologers are speculating that, in fact, it will, and we will see a big easing up in a way that we're going to live with this, whether it's vaccines, and I'm not pro or anti-vax, I don't want to get into that, but whether it's vaccines or we accept that it's there, I don't know. But next year, I really feel, and of course, this is my prayer, that we will see ways of dealing with this where we can start to open up communication lines, travel. Gemini is connected to travel, and it's more local, but still it's moving around more. So for those of you that are in another lockdown, please just hold out. I don't think it's going to stay like this for too long. That's my prayer. But also, based on what I've been observing this year with these cycles, I think we can confidently say that. So yeah, so if you are feeling the heaviness, I really do feel this lunar month will bring about some positive developments in your personal life. And, you know, once we end this lunar month, we're still in the eclipse portal, because the next lunar month begins with a new moon solar eclipse in Sagittarius. So more to come. And that's then we'll go into the winter northern hemisphere, summer southern hemisphere solstice, which has this beautiful royal conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn in the first degree of Aquarius. Astrologers have been talking about this so much. And, you know, the highest potential expression of this could look something like completely new paradigms coming in, new cycles, new ways of governance, new ways of bringing together society. I've talked about Aquarius being connected to humanitarianism, which is about the fairer distribution of wealth, knowledge, and power. You know, the symbol of Aquarius is the water bearer, and the water bearer is pouring the water of equality, of balancing, of purification throughout all of the cosmos. It is time for this wave to come through and rebalance out some of the extremes that we have been navigating. I don't think it's going to be better. I just feel it will be different. I don't feel this is it's all going to get cosmically great. No, but it will be a different way. The internet is an expression of Aquarian energy. It is this information that's shared more fairly throughout all of reality. Most humans have access to that network. So think of it in that way. It's like cryptocurrencies. It's that decentralization of power that has been being shook up this year with this 2020 planetary cyclical phases that we've been clearly working through. So next year we'll have a very, very different frequency. Again, I'm not saying it will get better. It will just be different. And, start finding ways to align yourself with that. Get out of the fear and the negative spin, because all that's doing is activating your primal, the negative primal, the reptilian brain that is associated to fight, flight, freeze, which renders you unable to listen to your intuition, to be able to discern truth from falsehood, higher energetic frequencies from low, dense, fear-based primal survival rubbish. Get out of it. Take a break. As I said in the email, go and hug your beloveds, make nourishing food. This isn't just a hippy dippy kumbaya way to be with it. This is a practical way to navigate these times so that you stay aligned to your truth, your soul, your wisdom. We are eternal beings. We know that we're part of something greater. We're not just this primal survival of the fittest animals. We are that. We can't deny it. But we need to awaken to something more. And this month is a powerful time to align yourself with the future, with the new paradigms. Listen to yourself within. We are these eternal beings in this, I'm seeing it more like we're in a biological exploration suit, the animal. It is beautiful that we're both. But the work, the gig is to tune into both. Don't deny the animal and the body and the part of us that's mortal. Yes, we are bound to those mortal time and space laws, but we really are a part of this greater cosmos. And this is why I'm so passionate about astrology and ritual, because it connects us to that greater narrative and it reminds us there is something more. The value in ritual and astrology is not in whether it's scientifically accurate or proven to be, scientifically logical. It's in that opening of optimism and faith and connection to something more that keeps this human journey going. Jupiter moving into a new sign. I think that's in December. Yeah. Into Aquarius, Saturn moving into Aquarius. This will shift up the frequency of optimism and faith. Jupiter's going to be so much more happier in Aquarius, and we will start to go, it's going to be okay, or we will find a way to make it okay. So hang in there, beautiful people. Stay with it. Take a breath. Open your heart. Open your mind. Remember who and what you truly are. Don't buy into the fear. Be critical. Listen to your intuition. Trust your capacity to distinguish truth from falsehood. Everyone can. It's in here. Don't get caught up in survival. Okay, until next month, I am sending you all so much love.